What's good, YouTube? It's your boy BDB, and today I have a good video today. I want to talk about a player who plays at Duke University, playing with Cooper Flagg, Proctor, Knipple, Malawach, playing with other great players, playing with a good coach, playing with great coaching staff, and a good school with great school history. Most likely going to make it to March Madness. Most likely, well, I say they win it. No, I don't think Duke is going to win it. But I want to talk about one player that a lot of people have been talking about, and that his name is Isaiah Evans. Now, something I've heard about Isaiah Evans is a lot of people have been saying, why did he go to Duke University? He should have went to another school. He should transfer after this year. That they said that he went to the wrong school and everything like that. And I just want to say this. Isaiah Evans is in a great situation right now. If I'm Isaiah Evans, I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. If I'm able to go to the NBA draft, I'll go. You guys got to realize, what we seen from Isaiah Evans in high school, him shooting off the dribble and everything like that, creating his own shot, doing ISO game, he's not going to really get that in college. Because in high school, you playing against bad to average players. It's rare that you're going to find like one good player that's going to go to college. But mainly, you're going to play like bad to average players. You're going to play like players, you're going to play kids who are like 5'10" and under. Most likely in high school. That one game where they're putting it all over TV, all over YouTube, where he's playing against a tall guy, that's rare. That's like one game out of like every year. One or two, maybe three max. Outside of that, you're not going to really play like no giants. You're not playing a team full of giants. You're not doing that unless your school is that good and you make it that tough of a schedule. Unless you're just like that of a school. But when you get in high school, you're basically playing against bad to average talent. That when you're the best player and you're going to a school like Duke, you can do those type of things. Because guess what? I'm the best player. I got to do that stuff to get my team to win. I got to put the ball on the floor in order for my team to win. I got to put the ball in the hoop like this. I got to have the ball in my hands 95% of the time just for my team to get close to a win. Because I'm the best player. Then also, when you get to college, you're playing against the giants. You're playing against kids who are physically more gifted than him, who are taller, who are stronger, who are faster. You're playing against kids who are way up here. 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 7-foot guys. He's about what? He's like what? 6'3", 6'4"? If I'm wrong, maybe 6'5". I don't know his height. I don't know his height. I just know his name. I know where he plays, and I know where. And I don't know the high school he played at, but I seen one clip. I think he dropped like 40 points or something like that. But he's a good player. He's a good player. Great catch and shoot guy. You guys got to realize the situation that he's in. You're playing in college, and I'm gonna say this: one, you're playing in college where you're playing against giants. Two, you're playing in college where they're not only giants, but you're playing against other guys who have been in college for, say, like 2, 3, 4, 5+ years. You're playing against in college men who've been in there, and he's a kid. He's still a kid because he's what, 18, 19. You're still playing against 22, 23, 24-year-olds. As an 18, 19-year-old kid, you're still playing against kids. You're playing against guys who are old enough to drink. You're playing against guys who are old enough to drink. He ain't even old enough to drink. So, Isaiah Evans is in a good spot. Plus, another reason why Isaiah Evans ain't going to have the ball like that, because Isaiah Evans is not a point guard, in my opinion. He's more of like a shooting guard. He's more of like a shooting guard. Proctor, that's the point guard. I'm not saying Isaiah Evans should never get the ball. I'm not saying that at all. He can have the ball all he wants. But Isaiah Evans, we don't know if he went to the coach saying, Coach, I want to be a better catch and shoot guy. You don't know if the coach said, hey, I love how you can put the ball in the hoop. Let's try and do this. Let's have you start in the corner, have Malawach or Cooper Flagg set you a screen and you coming off the screen. Because he does the same thing Knipple does. Him and Knipple do the same thing where they're shooting off like they're catching and shooting. They do the same thing, except in my opinion, Isaiah Evans, in my opinion, he has more of like dribbling packages. He has more of a dribble package, better handles. Knipple, he'll drive to the basket, stay very sound, get you up on an up fake, and if you jump, he's going to lean into you, cause a foul, and get an and one. And if you stay down, he's going to rise up and finish on you. But the thing with Isaiah Evans, you also got to realize the situation he's in, like I said. You're playing with the number one player coming out of high school. The guy everybody goes to see, you're playing with that. And also, a lot of NBA teams, he's going to get overshadowed. Think of this, for example, like when Zion, and I'm not comparing Cooper Flag to Zion Williamson, but think about when Zion, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, and Trey Jones were all together. Cam Reddish and Trey Jones were really, really good. But guess what? They were overshadowed by RJ Barrett and Zion Williamson. Cam Reddish and Trey Jones were overshadowed. The same way with Isaiah Evans. Isaiah Evans is going to be overshadowed because he's playing with Cooper Flag, Malawach, Proctor, Knipple. He has other stars. That's the thing when you're playing with other great, good players and stars, is that someone's gonna have to take a little bit of a dip in their shine, like in the dip in their recognition. If Isaiah Evans was playing at another college, he could possibly get as much recognition as Cooper Flag because he's a really good player. But here's the thing. You're playing with the number one player in the country. Supposedly. Top 2 player in the country. Supposedly, by what everybody says. I've seen Cooper Flag play. He is like that. I'm not saying he's not like that. He is like that. But I'm saying by what everybody is saying, he is top 2 in the country. He's up there for player of the year. Isaiah Evans understands that. He's saying, in order for us to win, I got to take a sacrifice in what I want to do. I know I can be a great ball player. He knows I can be a great ball handler. I can be a great shot off the dribble guy. Creating my own shot. I know I can be good at that. But is that what we need? Is that what we need? No. Coach said, man, I might want you to come off screen, setting screens, catch and shoot. And here's the thing. People are complaining about Isaiah Evans and his numbers dipping, but we're not looking at his shot percentage. This dude is almost shooting 50% from 3 as a freshman. 18, 19-year-old freshman almost shooting 50% from 3. That is more impressive than him averaging 20. Think about that, bro. If you have a shooter who they might not average 20 or 15 or 20, but say like they average 6 points a game, 6 to 9 points a game, but they're shooting 45, 46, 48% from 3, that is more impressive than shooting, say like you average like 15 to 20 points, but you shooting like 38% from 3. Yeah, you get buckets. But if I'm averaging almost 50% from 3, but I'm averaging 9 points, that says a lot. That says a lot. That's telling him he's an elite shooter. I'm an elite shooter. And like I said, he's only 18, 19 years old. So all these people saying, Isaiah Evans, I don't know why he went to Duke. He could have went to North Carolina. He could have went here. He could have went there, had a way better game. No, that's dumb. They're winning games. Most likely going to go to March Madness. He's with the number one player in the country. That gives him more notoriety because they're seeing this kid who's shooting almost 50% from 3, shooting lights out, and they're like, who is this kid? Who is this guy? I want to look at him. That can give him more notoriety because there's a lot of players, and trust me, I know one at my college. He's top 5 in the country in points, and he's number 5 in men's basketball in points in the country. He has more points than the guy at Auburn, Broome, and he has more points than Cooper Flag in the country. And I just saw a stat, and I'm going to get a little sidetrack here, but I just saw a stat where he's the only player in NCAA history. He's the only player, or in D1 history, he's the only player to be, I think, third in points in the country and 20 in like top 20 rebounds in the country. I said, that's impressive. But he's not getting that notoriety because my college that he plays at, because I was with him last year. I was literally with him last year. I got to talk to the kid. He's a really great guy. But he doesn't get no notoriety because our college is a small, low D1 school. Isaiah Evans, he goes to Duke. You're shooting almost 50% at Duke. The competition you're playing against. Think about it. You're playing against great competition in Clemson. Even though they lost to Clemson, you're playing against Clemson. You're playing schools like Florida State. Even though Florida State ain't that good this year, my Seminoles, we got to get right. You're playing against schools like Louisville, Pittsburgh, North Carolina. You're playing against good schools. Isaiah Evans is in a good position. Just because we're not seeing him play like how he was in high school does not mean he's not in a good spot. He's in a good spot. He's in a good spot. Sometimes you just got to adjust in order to win. Because in high school, he was the best player. He needed that ball 24/7 because he was the best player. But when he got to college, and mind you, you're playing at one of the top schools in the nation, of course, and you're playing with the top player coming out of high school, of course, you're not going to get the touches that you did in high school. And obviously, Cooper Flagg isn't the only top player, but if you're playing with other top players on your team, of course, you're not going to have the ball like you used to in high school. Because guess what? That pressure of, I need to have the ball 24/7 in order for us to win, that's out the window. Because now you're like, oh, I have him. I have him. We have him. Instead of high school, where you're playing against bad to average high school 5'10" kids who rarely goes D1, who's not going to really go into college basketball, college sports. You're rarely going to play against a kid who's your same height or taller, because not every game are you going to find a 6'10" kid. You're not going to find that. You're not going to find that Cooper Flagg everywhere. You're not going to find that. So when you're playing with the Cooper Flagg, you're like, he's going to mainly have the ball the whole time. I got another good guard in Proctor, who's more of a point guard than me. I'm just a shooting guard. I'm a scoring guard. Proctor, he can score too, but he can facilitate a little bit better. Cooper Flagg, he's a great big man, but he can facilitate too. So guess what I got to do? All I got to do is just put the ball in the hoop. That's because I did the same thing he did. I was like, man, instead of me having to try and put the ball on the floor, try to do all this, and this, I'm like, we already have a guy who can do that. All I got to do is just shoot. And that's simple. And if you're 18, 19 years old and you're shooting almost 50%, that should say a lot. That says a lot. Because think about it, most of the time when Duke has the ball on offense, who's the ball? Who's that? Who has the ball? Be real. Cooper Flagg and Proctor. Cooper Flagg and Proctor. Because the starting lineup is Proctor, Knipple, Flagg, I forgot the other guy's name, and Malawach. Isaiah Evans most likely comes off the bench. If you're looking at a shooter, shooters most likely come off the bench. 9 times out of 10, the best shooter on the team, unless he's like the star player, and he has to need the ball on the offensive end just to get a chance. Steph Curry is a different example. But 9 times out of 10, your best catch and shoot coming off a screens shooter, your best three-point shooters 9 times out of 10 going to come off the bench. They ain't going to start. They coming off the bench. Unless they need to play. Because there's nobody else who can do it just as good as him. Or somebody's injured. Because like I said, shooters don't handle the ball like that. They're not going to handle the ball because they already have somebody who does. Isaiah Evans is a good player of where he's at. You're 18, 19 years old. You're about to go to March Madness. Your team is one of the best teams in the conference. One of the best teams in the country, let me say that. And you're shooting almost 50% from three. And you're playing with the number one player coming out of high school. And one of the best players in college basketball right now, who's considerably up for player of the year. Your team has a very good record. You're playing in one of the best schools in the country, and you have a great coaching staff behind you. Why would you want to leave that? Why would you want to leave that? You know how much he can develop over there? You know how many players came from Duke that he could possibly hit up saying, hey, I need help. Can you come help me? There's many players at Duke that'll probably come help the young guy. Isaiah Evans is in a good spot. Those who are saying he needs to transfer, that's stupid. Because not just because things don't go your way don't mean you need to transfer. Just because things don't go your way don't mean you need to hit that transfer portal instantly. No. Especially if you go to a school like Duke. Because if I see a kid leaving Duke, I'm going to be like, son, is you okay? Why are you leaving? You're playing at a school that most kids dream of playing at. And you're good. Isaiah Evans is in a good spot, bro. He shouldn't transfer. He shouldn't, what's it called? Shouldn't get mad at nothing. Isaiah Evans is good. He don't need to leave. And if he doesn't go to the NBA draft, guess what? Stay at Duke. Because you're probably going to get some other prospects who you'll have experience now in college. And guess what? You're going to be set. You're going to be set. He shouldn't leave. If he's not going to be a high draft pick, don't leave Duke. Don't transfer. Because like I said, that's stupid for him to transfer because you're already in a good position now. And it's not going to get no easier for him. It's not going to get no easier. So, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. It's B2B Brando, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. But yes, Isaiah Evans, that was the topic of this video. A lot of people are saying Isaiah Evans should leave Duke. A lot of people are saying Isaiah Evans doesn't get the touches he should get. A lot of people are saying Isaiah Evans doesn't get the looks, or he doesn't get to be himself at Duke, which is to me it's a complete lie. Y'all got me over here mixing up my words because I got so heated with that when I kept seeing that. But trust me, he's good in his position where he's at. When you're playing with other great talent, sometimes it's good to sometimes you're like, all right, I can take a step back. It's harder if you try to do everything yourself versus when you got some help. He has great help over there at Duke University. And Cooper Flagg, Knipple, Proctor, and Malawach. So that's today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm out.